Somebody knocked on the door and brought flowers. Welcome to the channel. We're just a couple of empty nesters from Tennessee. Well, hey guys. I didn't know you all were hanging out in here.
Let's go to sleep. Are you sleepy?
You're so cute.
A little bit.
Good morning. Well, it is Saturday, March 2nd. It's a little bit different of a video today than I thought I would be having. As you've seen in the previous clips, I ended up having my appendix taken out. Here's how it all went down. So Wednesday, I had tuna fish for lunch. I think about 3 something, my stomach, just in the middle of my belly, around my belly button, began this tightness and fullness, and it was just kind of like a belly ache. And I thought, oh, I hope nothing was wrong with the tuna. But it also felt very familiar because since October, maybe January, I don't really know. It's very confusing because it's possible that I have had some diverticulitis in 23 toward the end of the year. It is just very confusing, but the feeling I had Wednesday has been the same feeling that I have felt most of the year whenever I've had abdomen issues. And I think it goes back to even last year, possibly. Just that pulling around my belly button. And then the pain escalates from there. It turns from a belly ache to just kind of a pain. And it would go to my right, and then it would start to go to my left. It was very familiar. But this time it did not settle and it did not go away. In the past, I could lay on my back and it would just dissolve. It would just go away. When I came home Wednesday night from work, I worked the full day because I just made myself work that last hour or two. And then I came home and it was very intense. And I laid down and that didn't work. It ended up with me, the only way I could get any type of relief was if I leaned over the bed, face forward, holding myself up, just leaning over it. And I realized I can't get comfortable anywhere that I am. So I went ahead and packed a bag and I thought, I'm just going to wait for an hour or so and see what happens. I took another Tylenol. I had just taken one a couple of hours earlier. I took another one. They weren't touching the pain. And I can't take ibuprofen. I'm not supposed to take those with my blood pressure meds. So I take acetaminophen, and usually that will do what it needs to do. But it didn't even touch it. So the bag was packed. And I told George, just putting you on alert, we may have to go into ER. I don't want to have to. I don't want to put either of us through that because, you know how long it takes. And if nothing is wrong and it's just a stomach ache, I'm going to feel stupid. I only thought that once, though. It was just so intense that I thought, I'm not going to be able to wait this out through the night. There is definitely something wrong. So I started poking at myself, just kind of pushing on my abdomen to see if there was any pain anywhere. And when I pushed on my right-hand side, I could feel that it was painful there and radiating to the left. And I thought, okay, there has been some times in the past when this has happened and it hurt. I remembered being in the doctor's office when he was treating me for diverticulitis. He pushed me there on the right-hand side, and I said, it hurts there. He just didn't say anything, and I told him, I said, I've been afraid that one day my appendix would blow. And he still didn't really say anything unless it was something like, well, I hope not, and still went on with the diverticulitis treatment. So I decided that based on my being, excuse me, when when I breathe deep, it makes me cough. But I am using this oxygen thing, and they do want you to, cough if you can, but I am meeting the requirement, and my oxygen levels are good, but they just don't want pneumonia to set in after surgery or whatever. But anyway, based on what all I've been through in the past, with the doctors always just saying, well, maybe next time we'll have to send you for tests if this keeps up. I didn't want to have to go through the doctor the next day. I just thought, we've been through this so much. We're going to the emergency room. I really didn't think too much other than that, because I knew it was a severe enough pain that I had license to go to the emergency room. And I knew when I pushed on my right side, it was hurting. And I thought, these guys will get me an answer. This is not just your regular stomach virus. There's something going on there. It's either in my ovaries, it's in appendicitis. And I really did think it was appendicitis, because it was getting worse. And I was starting to feel a little bit nauseated. And I knew that was part of the symptoms too. It was just really weird how it starts out just like a bellyache. Like you wouldn't think that it was appendicitis until several hours later, after you pressed on yourself. I packed a little bitty bag so that I would have extra underwear and pajamas. And I don't know why I didn't think to put, a toothbrush in there or whatever, but we went. It was just so obvious, I guess, that the doctor never really came in there to see me until after he had ordered the tests. I mean, it was just like, okay, we've got to have the test. So, I mean, he didn't come in there until the test had been ordered. The test was, I guess it was a CT scan. They just called it imaging. I don't know. It looked like an MRI machine that he put me through, and I did have to do the contrast dye for the third one. So it didn't take very long, and it clearly came back with appendicitis. It had not ruptured. It was what he called uncomplicated. So we were just in the ER most of the night. Their systems went down, so we had to wait a little while for the results to come back. But the doctor did come back and tell us that I was a keeper, and that I would be admitted, and that there would be surgery the next day. So they got me into an observation room, and I sent George home. I'm like, it was already like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I said, just, go take care of the dogs at home. I told him, even go to bed if you want to get a couple hours sleep. But he didn't want to do that. He just wanted to take care of the dogs, get a shower maybe, and then come back. I think he got a shower. I'm not sure. By the time he came back, I was in a room, and it wasn't long before the doctor came in and said that it would be that morning. And I was so grateful, because y'all, the night before, they gave me morphine, and it did not cut the pain. It just did not cut the pain. It relaxed me and made me comfortable where I could lay there in the bed. And honestly, their adjustable hospital bed was much better as far as anything we had at home to help relieve the pain, because I could actually lay in the bed instead of I was just writhing in pain at home. I could not get comfortable, but there they gave me morphine after a good long while. I think they had to wait to kind of see what was going on before they gave me meds. So they gave me morphine, and it didn't cut the pain. It just relaxed me. I didn't really like the rush that it gave me. It was shocking, but it did relax me once that rush, passed through your body. And then, of all things, the next go around, a few hours later, they gave me fentanyl. And that scared me to death, because there have been people that have died taking that stuff, and that scared me to death. And I really quizzed the nurse, and, she's like, no, it's safe here. So they gave me fentanyl, and it scared me because I wasn't used to anything like that. It can kill people. So I told George, I love you. We've had a nice life together. And the nurse laughed and she's like, you're going to be fine. That didn't even cut the pain. The next day, I had the surgery. When I woke up from the surgery, I think my first words were, yay, no pain. And then it was like, when can I eat? But I couldn't eat. Lunch came pretty quickly, and the doctor had said you could eat as soon as you feel like eating. I took a bite of macaroni and cheese. It looked so good. And it's like, nope, I couldn't eat it. It wasn't going to stay down if I ate anything. So I had to wait until dinner to eat, which is a bummer because, George and I love to eat. And I hadn't had dinner the night before. Obviously didn't have breakfast, didn't have coffee because I had the surgery. They did let me have a couple of ice chips. When I opened my eyes in the operating room, I just immediately knew no more pain. And it was wonderful. And on day one of the surgery, I didn't really feel much of anything in my stomach at all. But then the next day, it was sore, and then today it's been really sore. So I was released yesterday, and I really miss the hospital bed. I am going to get a mattress from work, and I'm going to get an adjustable bed because I think as we grow older, it's just necessary to have these levers that let you go up and down. So I work for a mattress company. So the plan is this year is to get me a good mattress. I'm on an old one right now. And I love the memory foam, but now they have them with cooling gel. And I could not get comfortable last night to sleep. I slept in the chair. I tried sleeping in the bed. The bed was the worst of all. I cannot lay flat. It just, even propped up with this bed pillow and 3 other pillows, it just was not doing it for me. And I slept in my reading chair over here. But the most comfortable spot was in our den. The sofa on the ends, the 2 chairs let out into almost a complete recline. So basically, I took George's spot here, and I lived here for like 3 days. I did not put it in the complete recline, but it was up just a little bit. And Maddie, of course, wants to be right there with me, and she couldn't be on my stomach, so I had to keep her on my legs. It's been kind of hard to keep her off of me, but I've learned if I sit down or lay down, I just put a pillow. I have a pillow in front of me, so if she does do anything, she's going to hit the pillow. So they released us, and I'm kind of going back and forth in time. I'm sorry, it's just I've been on meds, and so it's just kind of hard to recall everything in order. But anyway, so yesterday, Friday, I was released, took a shower, was glad to be home, but it has been a little bit difficult being comfortable. It just seems like when I first got up this morning, my tummy was just, it felt like people had a vice grip on it. Just, it was just tight and just a lot, like somebody's been tugging and pulling on my insides, which basically they had. I have 3 slits on this side, one on my upper abdomen, one kind of even with my belly button, and one down into my lower abdomen on the left-hand side. So I pictured that I was going to have this big long scar on my right-hand side where they would go in over there and get it. But they didn't. They got it from the opposite side of my stomach. So that was kind of weird. It looks like it's healing really well. There's no stitches. It's glue. It felt this morning when I got up, it just felt really full and tight and like I'd been tugged on. And my restrictions are no lifting over 10 pounds, and that's it. But, it's your body, so you kind of know what you feel like you can do and can't do. Bending over to pick something up off the floor, absolutely not. Laying all the way back on my back, absolutely not. It just stretches things. I'm saying reaching is not good because anything that's going to pull on my side in either one, left or right, and that's kind of the bad thing. The bad thing is that you've got the area where your appendix was on the right, it's sore from where they went in and got it. And then you've got these incisions, these 3 little incisions about that long on the left. So it doesn't work to sleep on your left, it doesn't work to sleep on your right, and it doesn't work to sleep on your back, and it certainly wouldn't work to sleep on your stomach. So the best thing has just been getting something where I can adjust it to where I'm just kind of almost sitting up. So yeah, sleep was hard to come by really any of the nights, but I think the best night of sleep was probably the day of my surgery. That night, I specifically stayed awake so that I could sleep that night. They came in and, of course, took blood in the middle of the night and, have to come in and take your vitals and check on you. And I knew that would happen. But y'all, my 4:45 alarm went off to go to work on Friday morning. I'm like, oh, crap. You don't think about those things when you're laying in the hospital. My alarm for work was set to go. So that was kind of funny. It just all happened really fast. Anyway, work has been really nice, and my boss is just like, you don't have to, if you do come back, you just look how you need to look. Don't even put makeup on, Oh, well, I think they'll just be happy to have me back to do payroll so that nobody else has to do it. And I'm happy to come back because I was able to work on videos yesterday at my desk here at home. Now, I wouldn't have been able to sit there all day long, and I may not be able to do that all day Monday, but I am going to try to go back to work Monday as long as nothing is going haywire and I feel okay. And that was the doctor's orders. You go back to work as soon as you feel like you can. So if I'm able to sit at my desk, then I'm probably going to be able to sit at my desk at work too. So we'll see how it goes, but I may have to move around some at work. And it was tight this morning, my stomach was, but it's actually starting to feel a little bit better and not as full or stiff as it was this morning. I'm thinking that today's the turnaround day and that all the days after this will get easier. And I'm really hoping that all the problems that I've had this year, that this is what it has been. And I looked it up because I thought, man, once your appendix starts to go bad, it doesn't just get better, does it? And there is such a thing as a grumbling appendix where it just gets inflamed and then it gets better on its own, gets inflamed and then it gets better on its own. And I kind of think that's what I've had. It's said it's very rare, but I'm kind of a rare person, so makes sense to me. I guess we'll know soon. But I looked up what can cause it, and it said sometimes like eating acidic or spicy foods can kind of set it off. If it's gonna flare, that's when it's gonna flare. It has been when I've eaten spaghetti. Every time that I have eaten spaghetti, it has pretty much done this. So that kind of told me some things right there. But anyway, I'm hoping that this whole thing with my abdomen this year, I'm hoping that this is totally what's been wrong. And I'm hoping it gets better. We'll see. But that's my appendix story. And I'm going to let you all go. I've been talking way too much, but I promised you this story. So next Saturday, I guess we'll get into whatever I was going to do today. My daughter is going to be having her baby at some point this month. So we have that to look forward to, and we'll be doing some travel with that. And I'll be taking you guys along for that. We'll be going to the ranch in Texas. So stay tuned. I appreciate all of the new followers that we have this past month. I think we gained like 89 new subscribers. Man, I appreciate that so much. And I love our little community already. And I appreciate all your comments and your likes. Those kind of go through YouTube and pushes it out further so that others can find it. There's a niche out there for people who just want to watch vlogs of just regular people like George and me. I don't know if we're regular or not, but I mean, you can be the judge of that. But I love watching others' lives. And I know there's people like that out there that enjoy watching vlogs of other people just living their lives. And we share pretty much what's going on with you guys, and it's fun to do that. So I've blogged for so many years, and so it's fun to actually vlog now, VLOG. So I'm going to go. I've been talking way too long, but I love you guys, and I'm just going to go ahead and sign off now. So go ahead and like, give me a comment, subscribe if you hadn't already so you won't miss anything. I don't know what next week is going to bring. It's a surprise every week. But I love you guys. I just had to come back on and show you. Right after I got through ending the video, somebody knocked on the door and brought flowers. And it was from work. And so thank you guys if you are watching. I appreciate it so much. And I'm going to let you see them here. They're so pretty. Thanks again so much. Appreciate you guys. And George's homemade chicken soup hit the spot.